Do not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. Yes. We are live now, coming to you from HDN headquarters. And there is no need to adjust your screen. We interrupt your regularly scheduled afternoon viewing this afternoon to bring you an HDN live special report because today, May 23rd, Warner Brothers Pictures released the official full trailer for this year's highly anticipated sequel, Beetlejuice. Of course, the sequel to Tim Burton's 1988 classic, which reunites Burton with original cast members including Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, and of course new cast members playing new characters such as Jenna Ortega, Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci, Willem Dafoe, and others. And today the trailer dropped. It's been out for a few hours now. I've watched it quite a few times, and we're going to do a little breakdown and discussion today. I want to get your feedback on it. I'm going to turn over here to the live chat real quick because we are live this afternoon, and I encourage everybody to give me your thoughts on the trailer and everything we're talking about today regarding Beetlejuice in the live chat. I see some familiar names and faces checking in here this afternoon. Byron is in the house, as well as Tim Leo. I see Extreme Inflatable Displays. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And everybody else filtering in, I appreciate you being here as well. Now, in addition to the trailer, we did get a new poster yesterday, and today we got a series of, I believe it was 8 total new character posters, including this new Beetlejuice poster. Extreme says, I absolutely love your channel and your videos. Oh, man. Thank you so much. We make amazing content. Keep it up. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. That encouragement goes a long way in us staying active here and producing this content. So I really do appreciate that positive feedback. And again, thank you for tuning in live today. So again, we can take a look at these posters in a few minutes, but the trailer gives us a good look at all of the characters returning and new. And what I've done, we're not going to play any of the trailer here because I actually shot a reaction earlier. We were going to upload it for members only, and Warner Brothers doesn't even want us to monetize that, even though there was almost no audio at all from the film in it, just having moving images. So what we're going to do here for this breakdown is I've captured a bunch of screenshots from the trailer. We're going to look at them in sequence as they were featured in the trailer. And these are a lot of the shots and scenes that really just caught my eye, and stuff that got me extra excited for this. Now, before we dive in to the trailer, though, I do have another quick announcement to make for you guys if you didn't see our post earlier today. But we have some brand new merch. You know, we've got merch in our spring store, lots of official HDN shirts and other products. Well, today we launched our latest shirt design, and it is the Halloween Never Ends design. And it's classic orange and yellow color scheme, and it is available right now as a comfort tee, and that's the black version. There's probably about 5 or 6 other colors you can choose from, and I have posted the link in the chat to our new HDN Halloween Never Ends shirt. And I've also posted the link in the chat, as well as in the description of this video you might have seen, to the officially licensed life-size Beetlejuice animatronic from Spirit Halloween. Again, if you missed our previous update just a few days ago, Spirit has announced that the Beetlejuice animatronic is back again for 2024, at least available online right now. And that's right, he is available online right now in late May, in stock. You can order him, and he's shipping right away. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never seen this awesome Beetlejuice animatronic, well, you're in luck, because here is some HDN exclusive video from in-store at Spirit Halloween from a couple years ago. This is the Beetlejuice animatronic, his full demo, including all of the phrases that this animatronic speaks from the original film. Check it out.
I attended Juilliard. I have a graduate Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. And the ghost was dead. Oh! Say it once, say it twice, put down the charm. Just say it. It's showtime. You know, you look like somebody accurately. Maybe you could help me get out of here, you know, because I gotta tell you, this death thing is just too creepy. See, here's the problem. I got these friends on the outside that I said I'd meet, you know, and this kind of thing I have to be there in person, you know, so I was just wondering, could you help me get out of here? Yeah. I'm feeling a little, anxious, if you know what I mean. Been about 600 years, after all. I wonder where a guy, an everyday Joe like myself, can find a little action. Now, let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. Thank you! That is why I won't do 2 shows tonight anyway. I won't do. Hey, these aren't my rules. Come to think of it, I don't have any rules.
All right, so there you go. Like I said, the life-size Beetlejuice animatronic and related Beetle news today, back in stock online, available to order right now at the link in the description of this video, or the link that I posted in the live chat right now. You can get your hands on that animatronic, and tons of Beetlejuice merch coming to Spirit and other retailers this Halloween. Obviously from the classic movie, but I would expect lots of tie-ins with the new movie as well. So with that, let's get into this trailer breakdown. Now, like I said, we're not going to actually play the trailer here, but what we are going to do is we're going to take a look at a series of screenshots that I grabbed from the trailer. We'll look at them in sequence as they appeared in the trailer, and I'll point out just some of what I noticed, some of what has me extra excited. Of course, I'm looking for that all-important Hallosphere, the Halloween atmosphere. And not too much in this trailer, I'll have to say. That might be my only, I don't know, my only disappointment with the trailer. Not too much, but that's not to say none at all. I did find a little bit. So we're going to be digging into all of that because, like I said, we do know that this movie takes place, if you didn't know, during the Halloween season, at least part of it, if not all of it. And we know this thanks to a lot of photos that surfaced from the set when they were filming in Vermont last year, and a lot of decor was spotted on the set. So this trailer not leaning into that aspect very much, but the very first image in the previously released teaser trailer did feature pumpkins and Halloween decorations, if you remember. Watch my breakdown of the teaser if you haven't already for more on that. So with that, let's dive into this Beetlejuice official trailer breakdown. All right, and so the trailer opens with a shot of Lydia Deetz, once again played by Winona Ryder, reprising her role, of course, from the original film. And there's some lightning going on, and we get this first image of Lydia, and it's really kind of cool because she's kind of welcoming us, the viewers, back into this world of Beetlejuice. But at the same time, it also seems that she's welcoming viewers within the film, perhaps. Now, it is possible that some of this was shot or done specifically for this trailer, but I think this is actually in the film, and if I'm reading it correctly, Lydia might be a horror host, kind of Elvira-esque, because here she is saying, here's a little preview. I want to warn you, though, it's really intense. And of course, you know, on the TV screen there, the very vintage TV screen there next to her, of course, we see it's Beetlejuice. But in the film, it very well could be that it's Lydia introducing, you know, a horror movie on the local horror channel. Now, it is interesting to note that it looks like this is being shot in the attic, though, and we'll see more of this as the trailer goes on. But it looks like that is the model of the town in the back to the right over behind the TV there. Of course, Adam Maitland's model town from the original film, and we know that they're going to go back into the attic and all that from later scenes in here. So I don't know what's going on here, but if Lydia did grow up to be a horror host at this point in her life, a la in Elvira, I think that's pretty awesome and kind of fitting for what we know about Lydia. So from there, we get the Warner Brothers logo, and then of course the trailer goes back to this cemetery, and these portions we saw in the teaser. It's the reunion of the Deetz women, and this time, however, it is revealed what we suspected from the teaser, but now it is confirmed whose funeral they're at, and it is Lydia's dad and Delia Deetz, seen here, played once again by Catherine O'Hara. It's Delia's husband, Charles Deetz, who has passed away, and that is what has brought them all back to Winter River, the town from the original film, the house, and here they are at the cemetery for a funeral. And again, we see some of these shots of the returning characters of Lydia and Delia and Jenna Ortega as Astrid. Here our first look at Delia in the new film. Now, in this trailer, it goes a bit further this time. We get some conversation after the service with Lydia and her daughter Astrid, played by Jenna Ortega. And they're talking, that's when it's revealed that it is Astrid's granddad who has died. And she makes the statement that maybe death would actually be easier than life. Astrid makes that statement, and Lydia gets a little worried because it sounds a little bit kind of the way Lydia, very dark, strange, and unusual, would talk in the original film. Then we get this great shot of the house from the original film. Of course, it was the Maitland house originally, and then the Dietzes moved in. Here we see it is draped in a giant black cloth, I assume in mourning over Charles's death. We saw from some set photos this would be how the house would appear at some point. So I'm guessing this is right after the funeral. And of course, that statue, fans of the original will recognize the statue. Of course, one of Delia's pieces of artwork. And before you know it, we have Astrid venturing up a very familiar staircase in that house, going up to the attic. We know what she's going to find up there. That's where Adam Maitland from the original film, played by Alec Baldwin, he has his miniature model of the whole town. And that's where Beetlejuice first appeared in the original film, where he will most likely first appear in this film as well. And as Astrid is entering the attic, we hear Lydia in voiceover kind of recapping the story that when she was a teenager, a trickster demon, she calls Beetlejuice, tricked her into coming into the land of the living and tried to marry her. And she thought he was gone forever. Now, at this point, we get our first little glimpse of the man himself, the ghost with the most. That's his hand right there in the foreground. And you can see at his new place of employment, he's got a world's best boss mug there. And when it pans out, you'll see that the name plaque on his desk actually says Afterlife Call Center Manager. So he is answering phone calls at the Afterlife Call Center. Very much kind of a hell of its own, if you will. But clearly he's still obsessed with Lydia. Got her picture as a teenager right there on his desk still all these years later. And as Lydia is again talking about their almost wedding in the first film, we get this shot, which appears to be in some kind of church, appears to be a giant wedding cake, and what appears to be Beetlejuice and Lydia on top. Also, there are some musicians playing in the background. They're slightly out of focus. And we hear Lydia warning her daughter, don't go into the attic, don't say his name 3 times, because here's Astrid. She's uncovering the Maitland's model of the town, and she finds this flyer from Beetlejuice, the bioexorcist, and Lydia says that she thought he was gone forever until Astrid found this flyer. And we get, again, this entry scene. I don't know if it's going to be Beetlejuice's very first scene in the film, but once again, it's the first time we see him in full here, just like in the teaser trailer, because Astrid has said his name 3 times to rebel against her mom and bring Beetlejuice back. This is just a great shot. The two of them face to face, eye to eye. Once again, Lydia completely in shock after over 30 years, thinking that chapter was long gone. And they look great. I mean, what can you say? I mean, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, the makeup looks amazing. And of course, Winona Ryder looks great as Lydia. I love, the hair still kind of harkens back to her look the way we remember her. They look awesome. Now, this is our first glimpse at the larger afterlife. Tim Burton clearly going to take us back to the afterlife and show us a lot more about what's happening there. And here it's the bus station with departures. And you see what looks like a lot of dead people just kind of milling around. Now, I don't know if Beetlejuice has people working for him. I don't know if that's what these guys are doing, but they've got a hold of Astrid here. And she looks really in shock. And the scene just before this almost looked like some of those dancers are going to be, or some of those dead folks at the bus station are going to be dancing. Very kind of Thriller-esque. Now, here we have Delia finding herself in the afterlife waiting room where last we saw Beetlejuice. Now, I don't know. I mean, the obvious question here, does that mean that Delia dies in this film? Does she actually die and go to the afterlife, or does she somehow end up there not dead? And if she is dead, do they bring her back somehow? How's that all going to work out? I have no idea, but here she is with a dead Santa Claus, and you can see the unfortunate man in the box to the other side of her. And this is our first look at Monica Bellucci. She's playing a new character named Dolores. And I really love this look. My immediate impression was it is kind of an homage to Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Obviously, all in the Tim Burton world. I think she looks awesome. I think this is going to be a really cool character introduced in this film. There were rumors and reports that she might be playing Beetlejuice's wife or ex-wife or something. I don't know, but in this trailer, we know that she is moving with purpose and she is on the hunt for Beetlejuice. At one point, she's holding one character up by their neck, saying, "Where's Beetlejuice?" And around this time, Lydia asked the question, which I guess is going to be one of the central questions of this film, asking, can the living and the dead coexist with each other? Which I thought the first film seemed to answer by the end of it. It seemed like, okay, yeah, they are going to coexist with the Maitlands, the dead, in this house, and the two families, the Dietzes and the Maitlands, are going to coexist. But as we know, things with these legacy sequels, years later, decades later, we find out things don't always work out the way that we thought they were when the credits rolled at the end of that original film. So that's why they're here, is what she says. And then here's another familiar face from the original film. They're giving Bob the name of a shrinker in this film. And he actually got his own character poster today, too. Now, I said there's not much Halloween atmosphere or hints of Halloween in this trailer, and there really isn't, except for this quick shot here. That is Justin Theroux. He's playing a new character named Rory, and behind him, what we have there is people in Halloween costumes, and we know it is Halloween because if you look closely, they're carrying pumpkin pails. They're out trick-or-treating. This is clearly Halloween night. So, once again, further confirmation or hints of the Hallow goodness to come in this film. And this is just a great shot of the two of them. I mean, the lighting here, everything about it, the makeup, it looks on point. So on point. So stoked to see these two back in action. And we get a lot of shots of just a lot of mayhem happening, and out of nowhere, there's this quick shot of an airplane about to go down in the ocean. Have no idea what's going on there or how that ties in with anything. But again, we've seen shots of Delia in the afterlife. So maybe at some point, something happens to get her over there, and Lydia has to call on Beetlejuice for help to go over and bring her back somehow. Amid all that chaos, we get a few seconds with this mysterious janitor character who might be the great Danny DeVito. He certainly looks a lot like him. He's not been officially announced to be a part of this film, but that looks a lot like Danny DeVito. Of course, another Tim Burton collaborator in a few previous films, maybe most notably as the Penguin in Batman Returns, the best Batman movie ever. And we get all of the principal actors and great shots of them and their names up in the classic font here at the end. We won't go through all of them, but this is quite notable because Lydia here at that same church where we saw the wedding cake earlier, very notable. She is back in her red wedding dress as seen at the end of the original film. Very curious how that's going to happen. Again, I'm just completely speculating here, but it almost seems like maybe Lydia is going to possibly agree this time. Okay, I'll marry you. I'll get in the red dress again if you leave my mom and my daughter alone, because it seems like Beetlejuice is going to use Astrid this time to come into the real world the same way he used Lydia all those years ago. And speaking of which, there's Astrid, a great look at Jenna Ortega in the role. And I think, again, I've said it before, but I think this is a role that she was made to play. She's been so great in Wednesday, and I think people will compare it, but I think we'll see, once we see more of her, that she probably is different than the Wednesday character. But then again, Wednesday has some obvious similarities to Lydia, so it would fall in line. But this is just a great, great look. And another really good look here at Dolores, played by Monica Bellucci. Again, I love the stitched together face. I just think it is just a really cool homage to the Sally character from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Again, it's not supposed to be her. It's not supposed to be her exact look, but I think it's a very obvious Burton-esque homage to keep it within the Burton world, the Burton universe. And here, a great look at Willem Dafoe's character. We know now, thanks to his character poster, that his character's name is Wolf Jackson, and there's Bob, that you might remember from the end of the original film. And again, a gag very right out of the original film. And Tim Burton and Michael Keaton have talked about how they've used practical effects and done so much of this film the way that they did it in '88, keeping it old school and practical. And seeing shots like this in this trailer really lean into that. You gotta love that in this day and age. And they've all said that they had so much fun making this movie, and that was a big part of it. They were doing it old school. So the fact that it's going to have that feeling and it looks this great, and knowing that it was all done practical, I mean, this is just a great shot, and just great memories from the original film. And speaking of memories from the original film, at one point we see Lydia and Astrid are running together in a sandstorm out in the desert, and one of these giant sandworms comes up and is attacking them. And then we get this gag right at the end of the trailer, a callback to the original film, one of the funniest gags in that, and it really just made me laugh out loud this time, quite literally. I was laughing out loud when they revisited it this time. Still funny as hell. As Beetlejuice would say, I've seen it 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time. And then the very last shot of the trailer is this right here. These two face to face, of course, Delia and Beetlejuice. I gotta feel that Delia, has a score to settle with Beetlejuice this time around. Great to see them in the same frame, face to face, eye to eye, kind of mirroring the shot that we got of Beetlejuice back face to face with Lydia earlier in the trailer. So overall, this trailer just is fantastic, if you ask me. I mean, it's really just nailed the tone. Like I said, I mean, the callbacks feel right to me. The look of it, obviously, I mean, they've got so many of the people that worked on the original film back, and those that didn't work on it are obviously fans of it and students of it, and are happy to recapture that look and hear this close up of Michael Keaton, the moss on the face and everything. It just looks outstanding. But so much of what we see in this trailer has me so hyped. Again, if I was forced to gripe about anything, it'd be that no jack-o'-lanterns, no more of that Halloween setting. But again, how much of it will actually feature Halloween? It might just be some quick shots in the background as Astrid is riding her bike through town, which we saw some of that being filmed. It might not play a very big role in it at all, for all we know. But then again, knowing Tim Burton, I imagine that it probably will. Nonetheless, we are going to see Halloween in the Burton verse, in the Beetleverse, and this shot here with Rory does at least confirm that much. And like I said, I can pull up the character posters here in just a second. We'll take a look at those as well. But man, there's so many cool shots that have me so excited in this trailer. And I don't feel like it, is spoiling anything still. I mean, this trailer does definitely give us more of an idea of what's going on plot-wise than the teaser did. We know that it is Charles' funeral that brings everybody together. And so we see a little bit more of what's going on. And then there are these shots at the end. We know that Willem Dafoe's character of Wolf Jackson, he's looking for Beetlejuice. And Monica Bellucci's character of Dolores, she's looking for Beetlejuice. And it looks like Lydia, I'm guessing, just, kind of assuming from what we see here, that she's going to be looking for Beetlejuice to try to use him as she kind of had to at the end of the previous film to help with the Maitlands, to help with Astrid and maybe a Delia situation as well, it seems like. But so that's some of what I've picked up from this, just from my first, I don't know, half dozen or so viewings of this trailer. But I'm loving everything that I'm seeing so far. So now I'm gonna take a breath and I'm gonna turn it over to you now. I want to hear your thoughts on the Beetlejuice official trailer in the comments right now and in the live chat right now. Let me hear what I've missed and what you agree with, what you don't agree with. How are you feeling now with this trailer out? We've only got a few months until the film opens on September 6th. It's going to effectively kick off Halloween season in theaters and really just for a lot of us because, that's literally the first weekend after Labor Day, the first weekend in September. And while it's not officially fall on the calendar for a lot of people, when it's not Halloween every day, if it's not Halloween every day for you like it is for us, a lot of the other people out there where might consider that their beginning of Halloween. Not us though. There is no beginning of Halloween because it never ends. All right, let's turn over here to the live chat and see if you guys have thoughts on this. I see. Let's see. We've got Ghost Host 22 says gives me chills day before my birthday in September. Awesome. Well, happy advanced birthday. You're going to have a great one celebrating with this awesome new movie. Yeah, it gave me some chills a few times too. I mean, it's just so good. That teaser really gave me chills the first time we saw Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice. But yeah, this one, I literally laughed out loud at the end, like I said, when we got that repeat gag and then seeing Rory just faint over there on the side. So good, so good. I think they've really nailed this. The writers are the showrunners from Wednesday, so if you liked that humor, I think there's going to be more of that. They also worked on the story with Seth Grahame-Smith, who's somebody you should check out my interview with. I interviewed him a few years ago with the great R.L. Stine. We talked about Halloween, among other things, and he's huge into Halloween itself, which is another reason I'm sure that Halloween was worked into this film a little bit. So September 6th is when it comes out. Obviously, we're going to be talking a lot more about this movie as it gets closer. We're going to be covering everything Beetlejuice here in the next few months. But until then, I'm going to turn it over to you now. I want to hear your thoughts on this trailer. Oh, And the posters, yes, I did promise that we would take a look at those, and we can do that right now as well. The first one you see here is Beetlejuice himself, obviously. And all of our main characters are featured. And I'll pull that up here in just a second. Yeah, I should have had all the posters already queued up for you guys. Apologies for that. Again, though, you really get just as good, if not better, looks at them on the in the actual trailer. But nonetheless, here they are, following this Beetlejuice character poster. Here we have Winona Ryder back as Lydia Dietz, and again, very notably, wearing the red wedding dress she was wearing at the end of the original Beetlejuice. Delia Dietz back, once again played by the great Catherine O'Hara. And here, a great look at Jenna Ortega as Astrid Dietz. This is Bob. You remember him from the original film, and it says Bob is a shrinker. It's funny that Bob gets his own character poster. Justin Theroux is Rory, a new character. Dressed, I don't know, kind of like a vampire. Maybe he is a horror host too, along with Lydia. And here is Willem Dafoe as Wolf Jackson, with a large portion of his head and face missing completely. And last but not least, Monica Bellucci as Dolores. Very curious and excited to see more of this character. I think she's probably going to be one of the highlights of this new film. And yeah, I just think a really cool look. But you guys let me know what you think about Dolores, about these other new characters. And how can you not be excited for these returning characters all back in all of their glory? And I mean, they look phenomenal, don't they? All right. So I turn it over to you guys now. I want to hear your thoughts. That's my thoughts on this trailer. I think it looks great. I'm super excited for this film. Everything I've seen so far is delivering on everything that has been promised so far. So as long as they can keep the marketing relatively spoiler free from here on out, keep it at this pitch, and have a movie that actually delivers, well, then I think we're in for something very special this September. But I want to hear what you guys think. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already so you don't miss all of our coverage of all things Beetlejuice and Halloween 2024 and beyond and everything else we've got coming your way right here on the HDN YouTube channel. Got a couple cool interviews coming your way next year, or next week, I should say. And lots more fun stuff happening right here on the HDN YouTube channel. You're not going to want to miss any of it. Until then, I'm Matt Arts. For Halloween Daily News, thank you all for watching. Arthur, is that Arthur? Sorry, my eyes are Didn't know Green Goblin was going to be in this movie. Yes, Willem Dafoe is in it. Anthony Jameson, excuse me. Didn't know Green Goblin was going to be in this movie. Yep. Yep, he plays Wolf Jackson. All right, if you guys have other comments and thoughts, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this trailer and all things Beetlejuice in the comments below. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.